mixed feelings about the whole weed thing. I get that people need it,
For medicine.
but at the same time, do they need to outnumber McDonald's?
No.
Yeah, that's the part of it I'm not
Actually,
sure.
we need to be shutting down McDonald's.
Yeah, no kidding.
For including human body parts in your hamburger? No, I'm not okay with that. And there's some documents that say that has been uncovered that shows they go to baby butcher clinics to get them. Yeah, that's what I think of abortatoriums. I call them baby butcheries because they suck life down the toilet. Totally innocent life that's never done anything wrong.
I'm glad I pulled this song from your collection. I've got it.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Oh yeah, you did that
Very
great, my dear.
nice.
Wow,
Nice
felt
Ford.
good.
Get a load of
Oh
that.
yeah.
That's about a 77 to 79.
Gonna try to get to the express lanes.
I like that color truck.
There we go. Okay. Now I'm gonna set it and forget it. I'm gonna get up to
That blue truck is beautiful for how old it is.
Yep.
And it's hard to find a good looking truck because most people buy them to beat the heck out of it.
Yep.
That one looks like it's never been used on a farm or construction site.
Oh yeah.
And a dual tank. Very nice.
Yeah, but I feel for what they pay to fill it up. That's
yeah.
carbureted. Now you can actually get a fuel injection kit
Yeah.
to convert that. It is doable.
If it wasn't so rotten on gas, I wouldn't mind something like that. Oh, heck yeah. It's a 79. First
Yep.
year of the square headlights.
Yep. Okay, a little aggressive with the lane change, are we?
Some people like to, yeah.
Got about 15 minutes before the cafe opens.
So hopefully we're right on the schedule you wanted.
Yeah, we're pretty close. I left actually today. I left a little later than I wanted to. I wanted to be out the door more like about right at about 5 o'clock, but pretty darn close enough. And next week I'm going to start driving a Mercedes, as I'm going to be teaching its owner some driving and parking maneuvers.
Nice. You're gonna love it.
Yep.
I've driven a Mercedes, just you wait.
Oh yeah. So have I actually.
Then you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Only thing is smooth as a cop car.
Oh yeah. Lincoln.
Yeah, basically a Ford Fusion.